Okay, welcome to my new music vlog. I had this idea of like making a vlog, but the premise is that I can only listen to any music that I get for 1 month, and then I got to delete it. So at the end of every month, I sort of delete the tracks and then reflect on what I was listening to, talk about what I enjoy, try and do some affiliate marketing, see where this goes. Alright, here we go. Okay, first album, Hotline Miami 2 Wrong Number soundtrack. I didn't actually buy the album, I just dumped all the music tracks out of the game folder. Standouts were Voyager and all the tracks by Mega Drive. He's a great artist, really digging the future retro stuff. Okay, the Mark Pritchard Ghosts EP. I've been listening to a lot of electronic lately, and this is really good. It's got like this sort of like down tempo mixed with sort of up tempo synths. It's hard to explain, I think, but it's really good. The standout, of course, on the Ghosts EP is Ghosts, and it's a stellar album. Check it out. Okay, Sun and Violence by Heroin in Tahiti. It's really more of a soundtrack album than it is sort of, something accessible. And that also makes it very difficult to pick a standout track, but I really dug the psychedelic guitars on Black Market. They're really good album. Check it out. Okay, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. The title's a mouthful, and I've got to be honest, I'm pretty sure I saw them at a Freezer gig, and I thought their name was stupid then too. Hot Wax is the single, ABABCD, very peppy. Just all around pretty solid. Maybe not my favorite release by them, but still solid. Okay, The Maze to Nowhere by Lorne. This is a really great electronic EP. Oxbow B is probably my favorite track on it. It's got this really sort of like trippy, digital, depressing sound that's still really great. I've actually got it on my permanent car mix, so yeah, I can't recommend this one enough. It's a really good EP. Okay, Elohim, the Elohim EP. I saw this on my YouTube recommends, and I thought it was going to have sort of that Purity Ring, like creepy cutter girl vibe that's like cool but not really cool. A bit like Poppy on YouTube, and it didn't really have that. It was boppy, sort of like synth pop from 2008, just a bit late. Nothing really stand out, I guess. Bridge and the Wall is probably the best one, most exemplary track. Maybe give it a miss and check out Shrines by Purity Ring. It's a better album. Alright, I wasn't sure if I should include this one, but it is free on Bandcamp, and yeah. Basically, it's just mashups of popular hip-hop songs over tracks from the Crash Bandicoot soundtrack, and it's a lot better than that sounds, but it is very memey. So, if you're not into memes, then don't bother with this one. But it made it into my music library, and I'm kind of glad it's out of it again. Your mileage may vary. Okay, Bones Powder. I've listened to this a lot for the past few years, and maybe it's time for me to sort of give it up, or I don't know. It's a really great album. I think it's available free from Team Sesh, so if you're into free stuff, definitely check it out. It's hard to pick a standout track because I've listened to it for so long that I can't even name any of the tracks on it. I think was it Kale? I think Kale was really good. I don't know. I didn't listen to it because I was getting a lot of new music this month, and so it was kind of a bad pick for me. But I can't also go without recommending it because I really have enjoyed it, and if you're into sort of cloud rap, it's a top-notch release. Definitely worth a listen, and it's free, so yeah, check it out. Okay, Bully, Feels Like. Um, yeah, I heard Milkman one time, and it struck a chord. It was like an instant earworm. Um, I think it's been listed as like hardcore in like the genre in a few places, and I don't think it's hardcore. It's definitely pop punk, but by the same token, it's really a great album. It's got some fun tracks on it. It's got some shitty tracks on it. It's punk. Um, when I finally do my December albums list, I'm going to be talking about Tired Lion, which is the band that got me to find this one. So stay tuned for that if you're into sort of punk music. Definitely a great album. Check it out. Okay, Justice, Woman. I really do like some Justice tracks. I really don't like this release though, because it's very disco, and disco sucks, and I know French electronic likes to bring back disco, and they should just fucking stop, because this one sucked, and I expected a lot more from it, being Justice and all, and it disappointed me. So I can't recommend this album. But, maybe you're into it. Alright, Milk Time by Hiro Yanagita. I originally only got this because it had Harambe on the cover. I'm not sure if it's actually Harambe. Yeah, probably murdering Hiro Yanagita's name. And I'm not super comfortable saying that, but it's pretty good if you're into bands like Food Brain and like sort of classical prog music. But on the other hand, I try and keep it on the DL that I've listened to prog in the past because it's absolutely cringy. Check it out though, like I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube if you just want to stream it a couple times. Okay, Crazy P remixed. I'd actually heard some of these tracks, going out at night, and I don't know. For me, it was just like the album that would play after Mark Pritchard, and it wasn't as good as Mark Pritchard, and I don't know if comparing it to Mark Pritchard is even fair, because it's Crazy P remixed, but not amazing, not really amazing. Okay, The Alchemist, Israeli Salad. This actually had some tracks on the Chinatown Wars soundtrack, and I gotta say they sound a lot better when they're not in Chinatown Wars, which had a fucking terrible audio system, especially on the DS. Yeah, Shotzi is pretty good, although repetitive. It's come up a few times on my YouTube recommends, so well done YouTube. Yeah, just a very solid hip hop instrumental album. Bit dated, but get your ears around it. Okay, Ancient Romans by Son of Raw. Like Heroin in Tahiti, it's sort of like a soundtrack release. And most people probably know Son of Raw from Horse Steppin' off Beachhead, which I also gave a listen to this month. And like there's the thing. I really enjoy Horse Steppin', but Ancient Romans is a way better release than Beachhead. So make of that what you will, but definitely check this album out because it is mint. Okay, Caribou, Our Love. Mars on this album is a fucking banger, but every other track is hot garbage. So get Mars, put it on your fucking workout playlist, spin it at a party, throw the rest of the album in the trash. And like the sad thing is, this isn't really a very controversial opinion about this album. Yeah. Okay, do you like Vaporwave? The answer's probably no. Do you like sarcastic Vaporwave? The answer's probably still no. But if you think that Shrek memes are funny, and you probably don't anymore, then this is a great album. I originally heard the final track, and the final track's actually pretty stellar. Like this whole awkward white kid shtick. You could probably just skip to the last track, to be 100% honest. because it sort of encapsulates that sort of isolated rural loser vibe in a really great way. While the rest of the album is like fucking Taylor Swift and Smash Mouth slowed down, which is just garbage. Although, yeah, check him out. Give him a like on YouTube, because the whole album is available on YouTube. And yeah, I just want to keep this alive, because like it's probably the quintessential vaporwave album, and the Macintosh Plus enjoying people, if I can even decode what they... Well, yeah, it's better than Floral Shop. I'll just say that and like check the comments. There probably won't be any comments. Okay, The Ooze by King Cruel. I did not realize that Chav Lounge was a thing, and now that I've heard this album, I'm glad it is. Definitely check out Dumb Surfer, which is a good track, and also The Locomotive. The Locomotive has this really great ebb and flow. It sort of reminds me of... is it Codeine? I'm really embarrassed now. It could be Codeine. It really reminds me of like one of those like sort of jazzy, loungy rock acts from the 90s whose name I'm gonna get pilloried for not remembering, because I'm a dummy. But yeah, check this album out. Okay, and that was the albums I listened to for November. And I think the electronic releases were probably some of the better albums in my November mix, and I don't know if I'm really great at creating a fucking monthly mix. But they're all gone now. I'm enjoying currently some like December albums that are really good. There's some absolute bangers in it. Some really solid releases with like just tons of great tracks, and there's some stinkers too that like why did I download that? So subscribe if you want. You don't have to. I might give this up after like 3 episodes, because I'm not very stick-to-itive when it comes to like vlogging. But yeah, if you have any recommends based on the albums I enjoyed, that'd be sick. I'm really sick of getting recommended stuff by algorithms. And have a great fucking day.